Hey everyone, so it's another update of the pop-up vampire. So as you can see, this mechanism is off the original location. I'm going to, for next year, I'm going to make changes to this mechanism so it works a lot better. It worked, and in the previous video about the pop-up vampire I did post that it did work, and I showed that it worked. I just felt when I was running it and I was examining how the function of the linear actuator was working, it was not working exactly how I wanted, and that was because the whole setup of the size of the actuator, of how I thought it was, the size was going to be. Everything else, the way everything was set up, just didn't count for that, and I thought the weight was a little bit too much. There's also like a bit of pivoting from this, not having another you could say rail, if you want to call it that. So there's some kinks that I need to work out with this, but in general it does work. So I'm glad that it does work. It's just could be working better. So getting on with what I did, we're on the back side of the castle now. I want to show you guys what I did do in terms of replacement. So as you can see, I have here a Peekaboo Junior, and then it's run, have the motion sensor over there. Gotta hide it somehow a little better. Well, if we lift this, actually, so here there's actually a prop. You can see there's the linear actuator. It's bolted down to a plate, which is then bolted down to this frontal wooden frame. There's another plate above here, and there's flat section, and then as you can see on the bottom, each of these metal tubes or metal pieces are basically hollow, like a metal tube, and inside there's a spring. So this actually went to the witch prop that I reconfigured, made a mechanism for it with the reindeer motor, and its head goes side to side. Okay, so that head went onto this prop body, and the head broke off. So I did that with the head, and I had this body left. Now the way this was in the box was so that the whole top of the body would crunch down and it would fit in a small box. Well, if you unscrew a top screw that basically locks this mechanism in place, you could loosen it up so it could pop up and down. So I basically have a mechanism that's going to be able to pop up and down as long as I apply enough force to do that. So that's what I did. I just got the linear actuator, placed it over here as I showed you. Placed it over here, so it's shooting up. The shaft is shooting up. There's a metal plate here. It pushes that up and basically gives the effect that this vampire's rising up. So I'm gonna demonstrate it right now. Have to go around. Excuse the cars that are passing by. It's, even though it's late, there's still cars that like to drive by real fast around. So I'm going to actually enter from the front because I kind of want you to see how things are looking. So we are now in the cemetery. We're gonna walk this way. I'm not really showing you everything else because I really don't want this video cut on me. So now we're entering the castle. He's deflating. I need to add something to him. Now the vampire prop just went off, so let me go in here. Let's show you properly how this thing is gonna do its magic. So this is how it looks. There it goes, and it rises. Comes back down, and if you activate the motion sensor, it rises up again like that. So This is how the pop-up vampire is looking. I still have a little prop of a toy bat that pretty much moves its wings. I'm going to put that, attach it right here, make it look like it's sucking the blood out of this guy, and that's why he's all drained out. So I'm going to do that. But I'm pretty happy how it looks, more or less. I might just touch up the nails on the hands. I might not paint the hands, or maybe I will. I'm not still debating on that. But I like the way it works. Let's see, the motion sensors right there. So the motion sensor, the Peekaboo Junior, the linear actuator, all that came from Fright Props, including the power adapter that came from Fright Props. So it's fantastic. I mean, if you're gonna start off with linear actuators or anything like that, I would say go with Fright Props and get your stuff there. This stuff is not cheap, but it's about it's a content feeling you get if you know what you're doing and you know how to use their mechanism stuff. Their motors and their mechanisms. But it's just a content feeling when you make something that you know is going to work and it happens. So I'm happy the way this vampire turned out this year. I'm going to use them again for next year. So yeah, so stay tuned for more updates. There's still some tutorial for the pumpkins, for the rod pumpkins. Stay tuned for that. See you in the next one. As you can see, there's a lot of detail in this room, and even my mom pointed that out to me when I showed her this prop. So yeah, so stay tuned for more stuff, and yeah, see you in the next one.